It's an elite club of privilege and power, and you're not in it. For decades, Labor and the Coalition have colluded to drive up property prices, to keep income support payments below the poverty line, to suppress wages, privatise our national assets and financialise every aspect of our lives. Under this Labor government, 1 in 7 people in Australia lives in poverty. There's not a single rental home in the country that is affordable for someone living on income support. And Australian households are spending twice as much of their income on their mortgage than they did 5 years ago. Public schools are still underfunded across the country, with no plan to get them to the minimum level required. And Labor's aged care reforms have seen the waiting list for assessments blow out-of-pocket costs soar and more barriers to accessing in-home supports raised. In regional parts of the country, like where I'm from in Gladstone, getting an appointment at a bulk billing GP, if your town has one, can take months, while systemic underfunding of the public health system means people are travelling hundreds of kilometres for basic hospital treatment and care. But how can all of this be? Australia is one of the richest countries in the world. How can we be so wealthy while millions of people live week to week and make so many sacrifices just to stay afloat? Because most of that wealth accumulates in the investment accounts and offshore tax havens of a small, untouchable class of elites. The facts are stark. 1 in 3 big corporations pays no tax. Australia has 161 billionaires holding more wealth than the bottom 40% of this country combined. The major parties are giving more than $180 billion in tax handouts to wealthy property investors over the coming decade. And Australia's Big Four banks make more than $200,000 profit from the average home loan. That's unearned income draining straight from Australian paychecks to pay for corporate bonuses and super yachts. So why do the big corporations and billionaires have it so good? Because they own the major parties. Over the last 10 years, Labor and the Liberals have taken $250 million in corporate donations, while the boards of banks and mining companies and corporate lobbying firms are stuffed with former Labor, Liberal and National members of Parliament. It's an elite club of privilege and power, and you're not in it. The Greens believe in the power of government to make people's lives better. That's what it should do. But under Labor and the Coalition, people are losing their faith in government and they're losing their faith in each other. You should be able to afford to buy or rent a good home on an average salary. You shouldn't have to worry about affording the food in your trolley. You should be able to get your teeth fixed when you need it. You should be able to afford childcare, send your kids to a great and fully free public school and get the education that you need for free. The Greens think all of this is possible. By taxing big corporations and billionaires, ending the handouts to property speculators and making corporate price gouging illegal, we can make housing more affordable and accessible, lower the cost of living and pay for the services everyone needs to have a good life. Better is possible, and it is worth fighting for.